Good morning, friends. This is Daddy Day Trader with the Accountability Series, day 12. And today was a bit of a frustration day for me, probably in a good way. While I was on my morning run, I was thinking to myself, what words of wisdom would I want to share today from the book that I was listening to? And the one that popped out today was, you have to let your green trades pay for your red trades. So sometimes things hit you in a certain way and they change your perspective. And that particular comment hit me a few days ago, and it really kind of was oh yeah, that makes sense to me when I think about it that way. You're not taking, you're letting your green trade, you're shorting your green trades, you're basically cutting them short, and then that is not allowing you to pay for those red trades. So that's kind of like my mantra this morning as I was going into my trading today, and I took a small 9-cent loss on INBS, so that wasn't a big deal. It was a decent trade out of my trade book, break a VWAP, and then it just couldn't hold. So I cut it, and that was, what time at 6:33. So then I left that one alone, and then I got over to OSA at 7:08. So now we're an hour and a half into the trading morning. I'm feeling a little itchy. Still repeating to myself, okay, come on. You gotta let your green trades pay for your red trades. Let's do this. So I get into OSA, and I get a entry right where I want, right where I had my resistance line at 97 cents. And then it kind of fluctuates, it stalls out for, seconds, right? That's a long time for me in my trading world right now is the seconds. And then it goes up a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I'm green on the day. What do I want to do? So in my infinite wisdom, I hit my bailout button, I exit the trade, and I get a whopping 46 cents on that trade, so 1% of my trade. And the recap's included, so if you look at it, you'll see that within seconds, this thing goes from 98 cents where I sold it, all the way up to $1.07, and then it goes up to $1.24 a little bit later, so without it ever hitting my stop loss at 97. Super frustrating. I can't believe the whole morning I was talking to myself about letting my green trades pay for my red trades, and this trade would have paid for my red trades had I let it run, but still dealing with my issue of risk and seeing green. I really should be hiding my P&L. That is a problem, and I need to start doing that again. Is if you put your P&L away, you kind of minimize the window, and you don't look at it, and you just let the trade go. That is a better strategy at this point in my trading career than obsessing over it, looking at it. I'm like, oh, I'm green, okay, go, exit. Had I not done that, I would have been up $3 or $4 probably instead of 46 cents. And that would have paid for my big red day last week. So after that, I decided I should stop trading. I'm grateful to be green again. I can wear my green hat. I'm up 37 cents. So again, not my daily goal, but I'm not red, I'm green, and the green is good. So if I was trading full size, I'd be green, not by what I'd want, but it's not about that. It's about consistently being green and staying in your trade book. And today, besides selling too early, which is a problem I have, I traded my trade book really well, and I waited and I had patience. So, I'm proud of myself for certain parts of my aspects of trading today, and I'm also disappointed in the fact that I, again, which I've been known to do, is cut these winners short. So I need to figure out a way to how do I stop doing that? It's really hampering my upside potential, and that's the only way you're gonna win at this day trading game is by not doing that. You can't cut your winners at 1% and have your stop loss at 1%. You're going to lose. It's going to be a losing battle. So, I have mixed feelings about my trading today. I was able to get green. I had a great entry. And then I got nerves and I exited. So for future reference, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide my P&L so I don't glance over at it and see the price fluctuating, kind of putting me in the green, putting me in the red, putting me in the green. That kind of like makes me feel anxiety. So I'm going to put my P&L away and I'll let the trade play out. If it hits my 4% marker or my 3% profit target, I'll change my hotkeys and I'll set it to break even, which is what I should have done today, but I didn't. So I never went back down to my entry point until many, many minutes later, after it already had gone up to $1.24. That's like a 30% trade. So I have that recap after this video. My main point today to share was that you gotta let your green trades pay for your red trades, and I was not able to do that, unfortunately. Grateful to be green. I got my green hat on. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow. I'm hoping I can take some of the lessons from today, use them. Super proud of myself for the entry I got on OSA, and you'll see it in the recap. That was great. That was exactly how it should go. So I set my resistance line. I bought in at my resistance line. It went up. It didn't go back. It didn't ever make a red trade, but I still got out too soon. So check that out. And I want to come back tomorrow with these lessons learned, not paper handing all my good trades. It's probably the best trade of the day. I mean, it was being talked about in the chat rooms and I was there taking it. So it's there. I'm there, and I just got to keep at it and not let these frustrations bring me down. So this has been a Daddy Day Trader Accountability Series Day 12. Check out my recap of my trade today, and I will see you all tomorrow. All right, take care. Okay, finger on the buy trigger. It's got to break 97. I exited because I'm a paper-handed child. I got in at 0.9789. All right, so I would have had two targets met, 1 cent, and then 103. So I would have had, this would have been a good one. So what happened there on that one? I got in at exactly where I wanted to at 97, and then it didn't immediately shoot up past 97. And I got myself out too soon. So I am not following my own rule book on that one. I got nervous and I jumped out too soon for a 46 cent profit, which is basically 1%. And I should have had 10%. So I think it's because I already had one 9-cent loss and I didn't want to have another one. But we're green. And another example of not letting your winners or your trades run their course. So that's frustrating. It went all the way up to 111, which is, what is that, like 12%? It's a pretty good trade, 12% on one trade. So instead of making, let's see, instead of making like $3, I made 46 cents. And that is one of my problems I need to work on. So we'll talk about that during our accountability series today. All right, we'll shut this down so we have a good recording of it. All right, thanks.